Notice when I said put your mouth on something. That's your tongue. Be careful what you speak of. You have to speak positive and not negative. Be very careful not to be. Sometimes we now go into what's called self-fulfilled prophecies. Speaking things as children and people. So this is the second point. And that is speak self-fulfilled prophecies, but not negative ones. Positive ones. Now let me show you the difference between a positive and a negative. We'll do the negative first because I like to end on positive. How many of you know we have single homes and there's single mothers raising their children? And we got single fathers on it too. But they always go to bad mouthing the other parent. Amen. You just like your daddy. When you grow up, you ain't gonna be nothing because he ain't nothing. He don't like to work, you don't like to work. He alive and so are you. We start doing these things with our children, and what we're doing is teaching them that negativity is good. And then we're telling them a lie and prophesizing and speaking things into the atmosphere where the spirit of demonic oppression can take place and start activating. We're telling people there ain't gonna be nothing and they become nothing. And then you want to be surprised when they don't be nothing. Because you've already self-prophesized it. When we should start speaking positive things into our children's lives, our loved ones' lives. You know, I would tell my wife she's beautiful enough. I need to tell her that every single day, even when she has things on her face or her hair ain't quite right. She's still beautiful to me. I need to let her know that. And to you, you might be like, I don't know what you're looking at, but I know what I know. I know my wife inside out. That's right. So I'm sharing this with you because we have to speak on positive things. Like when you grow up, you're going to be the next president of the United States. When you grow up, you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher. When you grow up, you're going to be something of value. You're going to find a cure for cancer. When you grow up, and some of us still need to grow up because we're still growing up. Some of us are still growing up. Amen. Good point, Pastor. So what we're going to have to do is learn to be true and be careful what we speak into the atmosphere because words hurt. They kill, they steal, and they destroy. And that's what the enemy comes to do. Kill, steal, and destroy. We must always be considerate of our brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus. The Bible says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Each of you are God's anointed. Each of you are God's. Each of you have value to the kingdom. And you have to know who you are in Christ. So when somebody comes up and tries to put you down, you stand up and say, I'm a child of the most righteous. I'm a child of Christ Jesus. I was born with a crown on my head. I wear a robe of white. Where God says, I am his daughter, I am his son, I am his child. Yes. But many times we don't want to operate in that capacity because we let the world overtake us and we operate in the spirit of negativity. But the God I serve is not negative. We as a people tend to speculate, criticize, judge, try to put people down based on things we see. You look at a young man in a hoodie like a Trayvon Martin, and you think he's a thug. When that young man is a straight-A student, you start stereotyping and putting your impressions on people, thinking you know all about them when you don't know a dang on thing about them. Amen. You don't know their heart, you don't know where they were cut from, you don't know where they come from, you don't know what they study, you don't know how they live, you don't know how they walk, you don't know how they talk, you don't know nothing about them except you looked at them, made a decision in your mind, and said, I don't like them. Jesus. Who made you God? God. Good point. Ephesians 4:29 says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to use of the edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Come on now. Minister grace unto the hearers. When you open your mouth, it's got to be something of God. Hey. Bless you. Amen. You look nice today. It should be encouraging and building somebody up. Yes. And not tearing them down. That's right. But we're so good at tearing down, we've mastered that. Yeah. We find a way to do what's not right. We have to focus on what comes out of our mouth. Yeah. We are responsible for it. You can't get it back what you say. Oh, you can say all the sorries you want, but people remember. Because words leave scars. Yeah. And a lot of people walk around with scars in their life. So pay attention. Because you got to minister grace unto the hearers. Now, who are the hearers? The hearers are the ones that hurt when it's negative. But the hearers are also the ones that get blessed when it's positive. When you tell somebody, I'm going to sow a seed into your life. I'm going to pray for you. I see the potential in you. I see how good you are. You were doing even better before, but you're doing even greater now. I see how you used to struggle with this, but I see that you're improving. That's encouraging.
Come on now.
Jesus, everywhere he went, there was a problem. But when Jesus would leave, problems solved. Everything Jesus did, he touched was bad, became good. He made the blind see. He made the lame walk. He made the lepers heal. He cleared of all the ungodly and impurities and the nastiness. He was good about doing things like that. So we got to stop turning gossip into gossip.
Yes, Jesus.
Sometimes God has a plan to fulfill. Yes. And he couldn't let certain people talk to hinder the working of the plan. What do you mean, Pastor? There's some things that God got just for you. And as soon as God is about to give it to you, you pick up the phone and call, girl, God said he's going to do this for me. God didn't want you to tell girl.
Amen. Truth anyhow.
God didn't want you to tell Ray. That was for you.
Truth
That
anyhow.
was for you. And when you started telling girl, and when you started telling Ray and all your friends, all these people say they love you, what you started doing was putting your business into the airway, to the atmosphere.
Come on now.
Now, God still has these things for you, but he can't give them to you now because you done shared it with people who weren't supposed to have it. It's got contaminated. He cannot bless that particular thing because you messed it up, because you spoke to somebody about it when you were supposed to keep it to yourself. Don't tell everyone your business. Not everything is for everybody.
That's right.
Because they'll go out there trying to sabotage you. This is your friend.
Come on, that's true.
Because they get envious and jealous.
That's right.
How you get a brand new car and I work 2 jobs? I'm going to call that man and tell your credit ain't all that good. You just don't know. There's an old song back in the 70s, Smiling Faces.
Yeah.
Never mind. Good point. There's a time to keep silent and a time to speak. That's in it. And my wife is going to correct me on it. Say it for me, sweetheart.
Ecclesiastes.
I don't know why I can't say that right all the time. Ecclesiastes. Chapter 3, verse 7b. And what it says is there's a time to keep silent and there's a time to speak. Well, what do you mean, Pastor? Sometimes you just got to simply shut your mouth. Everything ain't for everybody, as I just said. God wants to bless you, but because you done told everybody about it, you can't now get your blessing because everybody else got it. You know, that's what happened with the gold rush back in the day. Somebody found they had gold out in California and hoped to keep it to themselves. They start gossiping. Now you got a massive gold rush and people are giving up lives and killing themselves over fool's gold. They go out there and get nothing. That's how we do when we try to focus on not listening to God and trying to share our blessing with something that God gave only to us. Notice how many. Oh, Holy Spirit, this is cool, Lord. There's some women right now who ain't got a man no more because they done told their best friend how good he was. Now they ran off with it. You ain't got a friend or a man because you done gave up your blessing because you start talking about it.
Glory to God.
Oh, y'all act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Truth anyhow.
We see in Joshua chapter 6, verse 10, instructions were given to the ruin of the wall of Jericho. Not to make any sound. They were told to be quiet. Shh. They were told to be quiet until the 7th day. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and day 6, they couldn't talk. Joshua didn't tell the men why. He just knew God told him to tell the people to remain silent. And because of their obedience, on day 7, Joshua told the men, now shout as loud as you can. Now how you go 6 days, nothing. The last 7th day was the day, we all know the number 7 is the number of completion. I mean, now it's completed. So on day 7, now you can shout, hallelujah, glory be to God. And do you not I know once they started screaming and shouting, the walls of Jericho came tumbling down?
All right.
Because they operated in obedience. Many of us don't want to operate in obedience because we want to do it the way we want to do it. I can tell you now, some of the members in this church, well, why pastor said we got to wait, be quiet for 6 days. Who called this fast?
Ain't that so?
Why we got to do that? Who said, oh, I ain't doing it that way. I'm going to be quiet for 3 days. I'm going to scream on day 4.
Oh, wow.
Then you want to know why the walls don't come tumbling down.
now.
Why God won't remove the obstacles in your life. It's because you won't be obedient and follow what God does said the Lord to the man of God who was put over you to tell you. Now, you can go ahead and pray to God because I don't think God's going to tell you something different than he would tell me.
Come on.
But if you question what God told me, then I question who you serve.
Good.
That's a good point.
How y'all gonna get that one later on?
That's a good point.
Jesus. Come on, God.
I don't like to make it fast up. I like to eat like you do. I want to be looking. I like raw chicken. You know I know it. My point is, I just want to do the good things. But God sometimes will call us to do some things that seem to be strange and out of whack. We just need to be obedient, shut our mouth, and go, yes, sir, and do it.
Amen.
But on the 7th day, everything happened. They couldn't speak. And the reason Joshua did it that way was because they couldn't be trusted. The reason is that they would have murmured, complained, and spoken in doubt. And anytime you have doubt, doubt can kill the victory. It can take the victory or the blessing out of what God has for you. So now listen to this one. Loose lips, sink ships. That's an old military term. You know, we watch these James Bond movies and he's always getting through and getting information out of them. You ever notice that pillow talk is where a lot of things come up at?
Come on.
Sometimes you could be telling the enemy, Satan, exactly what you're afraid of.
Ooh, true.
And once you tell Satan what you're afraid of, you have spoken into the atmosphere, he takes it and runs with it. And now all of a sudden, negative things start happening in your life because you ran your mouth too much. You should have took it to the Lord in prayer. Satan cannot interfere or interrupt a prayer,
Ooh, that's right.
but he can interrupt gossip. He can intercept gossip. He can take the very thing right out of gossip and then manifest it in your life. For example, oh, I sure hooked that light bill in high. My budget can only handle $150 on my light bill. Anything over $150, I can't pay. Week later, $275 light bill showed. Because you was talking about it. Just pray, Father, provide for me. You ain't got to tell him how much or what.
That's right.
Your Father who sits in heaven knows everything that's going on in your life. But when you sit there and get specific out to the world, Satan your hustles and jumps all over. And then you want to know, how did it get so bad? Because you ran your mouth.
Come on.
There's a time to remain silent, and there's a time to speak.
Amen.
Satan is listening to everything you say. Remember to just pray. In Luke 1, verses 18 and 20, Zacharias could not be trusted to speak. And the reason he could not be trusted to speak is because he did not believe. I'm about to close. We all say we're believers here. We get up every Sunday morning. We put our Sunday best on. We come to Sunday service, Sunday school, Sunday church, and we sit here and get a Sunday message, and then we don't do nothing Monday through Saturday. Because everything was done on Sunday. How can you say you love the Lord and say that you believe, yet your walk doesn't reflect your belief?
Come on, now.
The thing you do the most is what you believe the most. The thing you spend the much time with is what you have faith and confidence in. If you're spending more time with your wife than you are with God, I question your love for God.
Come on.
If you're spending more time with your husband than you are for God, I question your love for God.
That's
If
right.
you're spending more time with your children than you are with God, I question your love for God. Now, we will still time with our husband, our wife, and our children. Nobody's questioning our love there.
Come on, Jesus.
But when is the last time you sat down and spent time with God?
Yes.
From Sunday to Sunday, that's 1 week, 7 days, 168 hours. We've been in church since 11 o'clock. It's almost 1. Almost 2 hours has passed. And we're itching. Hurry, time to go. These I can tell everybody I've been to church. Been to church is one thing. Heard the word in church is another. Then took the word and applied it in your life is a completely nothing. Then walk the walk, talk the talk, and did it Monday through Saturday till the next Sunday is a whole nother as well.
Yes, it is. Come on.
You cannot learn the word of God by coming to church on Sunday morning for 2 hours and think you're spiritual. It ain't gonna happen. You got to come to Sunday school. You got to come to Bible study.
Yes.
You got to spend time in prayer with your
Yes.
prayer partner. Get yourself a prayer partner and start praying together on the week, throughout the week. Get together, have a set time with the Lord. Because you got a set time to sit down and watch Monday Night Football. You got a set time to go get that weave and that hair done. You got a set time to go get a haircut. You got a set time for all these things. And you have a set time to spend time with God.
Anyhow.
Then you're going to act like you know him on Judgment Day. Oh, that's me.
Oh, Lord, help us.
Who are you?
Get away from me.
Help us.
I don't even know you.
Mm.
Jesus.
So we're going to recap. Because the angel Gabriel told us, Zacharias, that the words he spoke were to be fulfilled. It was a plan of God's, and because of his unbelief, he could not be trusted to speak. So the Lord silenced him. You ever stop and think maybe the Lord is silencing your finances?
Hallelujah.
Did you ever stop and think maybe the Lord is financing your relationship at home with your husband, your wife, or your children, or your loved ones, or cousin, brother, sister, uncle, nephew, niece? You ever think that God may be silencing because you're operating in non-belief? Your mouth says you believe, but your heart says something else. You talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. I'm tired of these plastic Christians. As soon as they get around some real heat, they melt.
Yeah.
I'm tired of these plastic and fake Christians. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, but don't get down on their knees and spend time praying to the Lord and worshiping in spirit and in truth. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Many of us know that, but we forget about it. He ain't give me nothing. He did. He gave you everlasting life. He gave you the ability to be who you are in Christ and to receive the word of God. So we can sit around here and take the funk all day long, but many of you just don't know it. I'm going to keep it real with you. Unless you get real with Christ right now, you're going to hell.
Come on.
Point blank.
There ain't no other way to put it.
Hallelujah. Help us.
Point blank.
But I like it in verse 60 and 64 in Matthew. We see that after Zacharias wrote on a paper that his name would be John, he could speak again. He said, Pastor, what's the significance of that? Once you write the vision or the word that God gave you down on a piece of paper, he said, write the vision and make it plain. Once you write down the instructions that God has given unto you, once you write it down and you start reading it, studying it, mastering it, and trying to figure out how to achieve what God told you to do, then the vision will manifest and it will become true. It will happen. If God told you that you're to write a book, but you're not good at writing, your grammar is not correct, sit down and write the book. Find someone whose grammar is. Quit making excuses why you can't. Write the book and make the vision plain. Now maybe that book is what's going to change your life. You got a budget. Write the budget down. Quit trying to do it from memory because you can't memorize it all, because Jesus even said, do this in remembrance of me, because we forget too much. Oftentimes we act like we got it all together, got it all figured out, but we're even lying to ourselves, asking God to bless a mess when we're sitting there acting like we're so holier than thou, but we don't even know Jesus for ourselves. We don't obey him, we don't submit, we don't surrender all, and then we cheat on a daily basis in our times, our talents, and our treasures. So write it down. Do what God says. There is a season and a reason for everything. According to the word of God, there's a time to laugh, a time to cry. God also told us to write the vision down. Stop telling everybody everything about you.
Thank you, Jesus.
Good point.
When Mary was told by the angels she was with child. And I was just talking about this yesterday. The average Mary in today's world, oh, God chose me. Oh, he chose me out of all the women. He chose me to have his child. That's what we would have did, because we got a braggadocious.
Come on now.
Out of all the women, God chose me. I'm Miss Universe. God chose me to have his child.
Jesus.
But Mary said, if it be thy Lord's will, so be it. That was her response. She kept it to herself. Now, if you don't know anything about the Bible, back in those days, you had to be betrothed to your man or woman for at least 1 year before you got married. That means you had to get to know them. Not like what we do today. We learn after we marry them. What I'm saying is we got to know them, and God wanted that to happen. Then they had to keep themselves holy and pure for their spouse. That's the male and the female. Now Mary was a virgin. Mary now is with child. But Joseph never touched her. He's never been with her. Now how do you explain that? So Mary had a couple issues to deal with. And when the angel told Mary she was with child, she didn't get braggadocious. She kept it to herself. And she focused on doing what God said. She had a humble spirit. And she operated in the spirit of obedience. And I like what Mary said. She said, so be it unto me according to thy word. She didn't say, so be it unto me according to the way I want it done. She said, according to thy word. She said, thy will be done with me. Any way you want, have your way with me. She didn't say, do it the way I want it done. I want to have a baby in August. I want him to be a boy with blue eyes. I want him to. She didn't do none of those things. She didn't get an ultrasound. She trusted Ultra Jesus to do what he was supposed to do in her womb. For she was carrying the light of the world inside of her. Many of you carry the light of the world in you and don't even recognize it. But because you talk and speak and you do things that you shouldn't do, while the baby's inside you, and you have a one-night affair and you're looking for the daddy right now. Now you're bad mouthing the daddy and that child. Then you want to know when the child comes, I got an attitude. Wow. Because you took the light and made it darkness. Be careful of what you speak out of your mouth. God could trust Mary with the birth of Jesus. We see that Jesus had to keep his mouth shut too. He had to keep the crucifixion and everything to a point so it could lead to the promise of salvation. We tell the enemy far too much of our business. We wonder what happened, what went wrong, because we told the enemy he defeated us. Acts chapter 8, verse 32 says this, like a lamb, dumb before his shearers. He opened not his mouth. Dumb means silent. When somebody call you dumb, it don't mean you're stupid. It don't mean you're ignorant. It means you're to be silent. Even people calling you dumb don't know what they're saying. That makes them. No. Never mind. In Matthew 26, verse 62 to 66, and the high priest arose and said unto him, answer thou nothing. What is it with these witnesses against thee? But Jesus held his peace. And the high priest answered and said unto Jesus, and they're trying to trick Jesus. He says, I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ or the Son of God. Jesus simply said unto them, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes and said, thou hast spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of a witness? In other words, we proved our point that he's blaspheming and calling himself the Son of God. Jesus simply said, so you say. Notice how much got done. Jesus could have denied it, he could have changed it, he could have argued his point, he could have defended it. But then that wasn't his purpose. His purpose was to come so that we could have life more abundant. Many of us won't do our purpose, therefore we don't get life more abundant. God told you to do something in your ministry. You won't do it because you just don't see the purpose or the reason for it. Many of you looking at this as paint dry, like you're so bored. But you won't feel this way on Judgment Day when Jesus comes down and he starts looking at you and giving an account of everything you said. He says, the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power. The right hand of power. If you knew who Jesus was, then you wouldn't do half the things you do. You wouldn't run your mouth the way you run your mouth. You wouldn't be so quick to slander somebody's character. You don't know nothing about them, yet you sit there and you put your mouth on them. Stop being negative to your brothers and sisters. For the very thing you speak against them is what will be held against you. The same judgment in which you use on them is the judgment on you. You think you dig a pit for your enemy, but you're digging it for yourself. Because you're speaking on things that you should not put your mouth on. Jesus never talked negative. He only spoke truth in hopes that people would repent and change. Yes. Many of us get correction, but we don't make the change. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Well, it is. And you want to know why your life is ragged.
Come on. Ooh.
Hold on. First Thessalonians chapter 4:11, NIV. Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 11. The NIV version says this: and make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. You should mind your own business and work with your hands just as we told you, so that your daily life may win the respect of outsiders, and so that you will not be dependent upon anybody. One more time. And make it your ambition, make it your purpose, make it a goal, make it real, make it forth, put it to the front of your forehead to lead a quiet life, meaning letting my life speak boldly about who I am in Christ. I'm not so loud that I'm obnoxious. I'm not so much of an issue that Christ would be ashamed of me. But that you should mind your own business and work with your hands. It didn't say mind your own business and sit down. It said get in with Jesus, because if you stand up with Jesus, Jesus will stand up with you. But if you sit down on Jesus, Jesus will look down upon you. You have to know that there is a calling for each and every one of you in your life today. Don't leave this place doing the same thing you did when you came in. Stand up and start doing more so that your words can have value in the kingdom. It says so that outsiders will know that you are a child of God. That means people don't even know you in the church. They're out of the church, watching you work in the Spirit of God.
Yes, Lord.
The Bible says you can tell a good tree by its fruit, for it will produce good fruit.
Yes.
If you're not producing good fruit, then I question what type of tree you are.
Come on now.
Good point.
Come on again.
So we have to know that we have to show ourselves quiet and stay in your own business. Work with your hands as we are charged. When you are told to do it, you cannot be dependent on anybody. Because God will bless you.
Yes, thank you, Jesus.
So I'm going to close now
Thank you, Jesus.
with this. We can learn a lesson when we only speak on those things that we want people to know. Think before you speak. Pray before you think. Did you get that? Think before you speak, but pray before you think. Because if you do that, you won't have spiritual conflicts. You have to treat everything that the Lord gives you like top secret. And if the Lord told you to go do it, then go tell. Satan cannot read your mind. He doesn't have ESP like you think. He doesn't have telepathy. You see, if that was the case, then why was Satan so busy running around when Jesus was being born, trying to get the wise men to figure out where he was going to be born at? The only way they could have found out, somebody had to tell.
That's true.
Notice they kept that what? They kept it to themselves. Even the wise men said, once we now that we know where he is, we're going to go another way because we don't even want to know where he's at. If Jesus, Mother and Mary, Joseph and Mary knew this, and they took baby Jesus into Egypt, it's because it was for them to know and for them to know only. But you keep running your mouth telling everybody your business. If you're going to buy a house, and just buy a house. Quit telling your boy, we're going to buy a house. Now he's going to start thinking you got money, y'all going to drink more, now your house going to come.
Hey, that's right.
He's going to tell you the truth. Because you're not putting your word out there and you're allowing people to interfere with what God told you to do. God gave you that assignment.
Amen.
And you can call other people in.
Come on. Glory God.
So think before you speak. Pray before you think.
Yes.
The Bible says that we are hid, I'm going to close, in Christ, and not the devil cannot find us. If we are hidden inside of Christ, the devil cannot find us. So he goes about like a roaring lion, trying to crying and growling and complaining and trying to get us to come out. So we'll say something so he can see where we are. Then when he finds out where we at, he starts attacking us where we're the most weakest.
Yes.
He picks apart his prey. It's like a cat playing with a mouse. And what you do is you squeak too much. So you tell the cat where you at.
Mm.
You all right getting this?
Come on.
Quit telling Satan your deepest heartfelt concerns. Quit letting the enemy know where you're going to be at 2 o'clock tomorrow, because he'll be there at 1:30 waiting on you.
Come on.
Wait.
Help me, Jesus.
Wait.
I'm telling you something so real, you look at me like, whatever. Well, keep doing it. It's in the state that it's at right now.
Good point.
You talk too much.
Talk too much.
But if you do not know Satan and what's going on, he will. And when you meet Satan, this is what you're to say to Satan. Jesus is Lord. I've got power. I am an overcomer.
Yes.
I'm more than a conqueror. I'm healed. I'm saved. I'm delivered
Yes.
of darkness.
Come on.
Satan, you have no authority over me, for I belong to the Most High.
Yes.
For I was born in iniquity. I was built in the world of sin. But I found me in a dark place and brought me to the light. And because I've now been brought to the light, I can now be received as a child of God. And my Father loves me. He loves me so much he protects me. He guides me. He directs me. He teaches me. He loves on me. He wraps his arms around me and let no harm or hurt or danger come upon me. So even when I go to rub in my mouth, he does this to me.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
If you're going to say something, say it to Jesus. If you're going to give a secret to anybody, give it to Jesus. If you got something to speak on it to Jesus. If you got something to talk about, let it be of the word of God to Jesus.
Come on.
If you're going to speak to your friends, speak to them about Jesus.
Come on.
You cannot go wrong when you're speaking on the things of the Lord. But when you're thinking and speaking on the things of the world, it's going to lead you someplace you're not supposed to be. And 9 times out of 10, you got to come back and say sorry.
Yes.
And the more you say sorry, the sorrier you become.
Come on. Jesus.
Change today.
Teach.
Yes.
If you don't know Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior,
Yes.
now's a good time to come with wide open and mouth wide open. Father, I receive you in my heart. Father, I believe you and I confess out of my mouth that you are Lord and Savior.
Yeah, God,
That I can do nothing without you, for it is impossible to please you without faith.
Yes.
And all I need is faith, the size of a mustard seed, and it shall be done. Faith is what sets us free. Faith is what's going to give us salvation. Faith is what's going to save our lives on judgment day. Faith, a little bit of faith goes a long way. Have faith in your heart today. Have faith in your life. Have faith in everything you do, knowing that Jesus is with you and he'll never leave you nor forsake you. Know that he is a way maker and he'll make a way out of nowhere. When the world tells you no, Jesus tells you yes. When you can't make it on your own, reach back and grab your Father and say, Father, direct me. I am in need. I'm in need of a Savior. Oh, you need to know Jesus for yourself. Learn how to get down and talk to the Father. And quit talking to everybody on Facebook and FaceTime and everything. What you're going to get is a double face. You're going to get a two-face. You're going to get the wrong face. You're going to be facing the wrong issue. You got to know that God is God all by himself. And that he can do anything but fail. We serve a God that loves us despite our issues, our afflictions, our problems. He loves us despite who we are. When we get on our knees and bow our head and say, Father, I love you. I need you. Help me, Father. Help me to be a better Christian. Help me to be a better man, a better father, a better husband, a better child. Help me.
Yes, God.
Or we're too prideful. Because we think we got it all together. And that's when you need Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
So if you don't know Jesus today as your personal Lord and Savior,
Thank you, Lord.
won't you come?
Yes, thank you, Lord.
If you do know Jesus
Thank you.
and you slip away a little bit,